Well, I'm sitting here in my chair looking at the beautiful, beautiful Augusta on X Hamster Live. And I got a new subscriber. I know who she is, and she's probably thinking, oh my God, this guy is unbelievably strange. I am the strangest man you'll ever meet. Hands down, the strangest man you'll ever meet. And the thing is that I'm going to talk about my story. I had this on my old channel. I was born in Charlotte, North Carolina, and lived on Draper Avenue, which was after World War II. They built this and sold these homes for little homes for reduced rate for veterans. So technically, my dad bought it from somebody else and they moved in the house. My mom was a full-time teacher. She was teaching at Burton's, display fixtures. She was a secretary. She was excellent at what she did for work. Excellent. But my mother's passion was teaching. She taught part-time for Burton's Business College. And then she went to work for Central Piedmont Community College and stayed there till she retired. My dad was in sales, and that's all he did was sell. He was a salesman. At a very early age, I remember my dad was very hard on my sister, who was 6 years older than me. I remember he walked in her room, and she was standing there all proud, showing him, the way her bed, she made up her bed. He grabbed the blankets, threw them on the floor, and pointed at her and said, "Do it better. It's not good enough." He played the same game with me, too. The same game. Boy, you never going to amount to anything. You're useless. Children are to be seen and not heard. And he went, they used to have parent-teacher conferences at Mary Oaks Elementary School. And I remember, my sister was older, so she could actually babysit me. So I was there basically alone with my sister. They come walking in. He walks up to me and goes, "Boy," points at me. Says, "Boy, let me tell you something. We just found out you're a retard." I knew what retardation was, and I was absolutely shocked. When I was going to elementary school, I acted out a lot. And the reason why I was acting out is the crap my dad was throwing on me. He was always on me constantly of how useless of a person I'm going to be. And that I'm never going to amount to anything. He seems to say, "I don't care how hard you try, you're never going to succeed, ever going to succeed." And I heard this over and over and over. And to be honest with you, they have ways to develop positive mental attitude by positive affirmations. I got negative affirmations constantly from my father, constantly from him. I remember as a child going up to Mary Oaks Elementary School, sitting on the corridor with my bicycle thinking about killing myself as a child, as a young child, thinking about killing myself, that I'd rather be dead than alive. I'm going to say that mental and emotional abuse of a child is much worse than physical. Physical abuse you can get over. And also, if you're in a situation, like I said, where you can learn how to be a good boy or a good little girl, so you don't get spanked or whipped or whatever, you learn how to be able to live within the discipline. But when you're mentally abused, it's awful. It's terrible. And that's what I always try to tell teachers. They're getting better now. But the problem is, if you get a child that is being mentally abused, severely mentally abused, to the point that it shows up in their schoolwork, a social worker gets involved, and then complications. It's just so much red tape when it comes to poor kids being abused. Just terrible red tape. I told a lady downstairs that it took me 10 years of therapy. 10 years of therapy. And I got involved in some really wild, crazy things, like I did some mild drugs, a lot of marijuana, extremely amount of alcohol. I really believe I did all this to numb that pain of my dad and what he did to me. I had a really great tenor voice. It took me years and years and years to build up enough confidence to actually sing alone in front of people. Now, as a child, I did it in choirs and I had some solos, but what I'm talking about as I got into an adult. I feel and I do tear up when I hear child abuse stories, especially mental and emotional abuse. I do have tears coming out of my eyes when I hear that, because I know what they're going through. I know the hell in their lives. I remember a girlfriend telling me, she said, I was looking under the bed to clean, and I found this and held up my diary. And she says, we need to talk. You planning on killing yourself? So, like I said, it touches home to me. Right now, I've got something in the mail, and it's the United of, no, it's not insurance. I'm thinking about term life insurance primarily, because I need to, anyway. I posted my story on a child abuse site, and I gave them, I think, $20 donation. And I got something in the mail from them. I just don't know what to say to teachers, to the police, social workers. I don't know what to tell you. Because once you get involved in a situation, that child's life can actually become worse instead of better. Because the child's ripped out of the home, put in a home in foster care, and it just, you don't have any continuity. The child has no continuity in their life. And I feel for teachers, I feel for social workers, and I feel for the police. Sometimes your hands are tied, and poor children are being abused as I speak. Peace.